Disclaimer. Before we begin this video, we would like to inform you of the contents of this video. Bullying, harassment, cyberstalking, vulgar comments. If you are uncomfortable with these actions, we recommend you click away now. If not, proceed with caution. Welcome to Slide Scholar. In the previous video, we went over the war between Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Mufasa the Lion King. Ultimately, I said the reason it became toxic was because both fandoms cared about their characters and franchises deeply. This video, however, is the inappropriate one I mentioned beforehand. And I'm being absolutely serious when I say this. Do not go after the people shown. This is for constructive criticism purposes only. Thank you. The topic is when bullying goes too far. This all started back when Paramount released the trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. A YouTuber known as Classic Man D will upload a YouTube short discussing his thoughts on the trailer. This comment left by Invincibean would spark a very toxic debate in the thread. He praises the casting for Shadow, saying that the two, i.e. John Wick, were similar. However, it is met with a response from Gilbert the Gilbert Guy, who claimed that Keanu was a terrible actor and doubts he would be good at voice acting. Invincibean defensively responds with, "Cry." Gilbert then calls Invincibean a bandwagon baby with no opinions. Invincibean remains dismissive, even after Gilbert claimed what he said were facts. The rest of the thread continues, with people either criticizing Gilbert or expressing their own thoughts. Pause to read the next few slides. After a lot of replies from others to Gilbert, this is where things start to become inappropriate. The Nexus 8384 replies to Gilbert saying that it was fine if he didn't like Keanu, but objectively, what he was saying was downright insulting. Xenoverse-topia, whom you remember from the other video, challenges Gilbert by telling him to actually become an actor to prove his point about the best than Keanu. Gilbert confidently responds to Xenoverse-topia, claiming that if he had millions of dollars, he'd do better in any way. Xenoverse-topia replies, saying that it's not that easy to become an actor. The Nexus 8384 gets a response from Gilbert as well, who claimed that the lines coming out from Keanu were corny and stiff. Nexus responds that if Gilbert tried doing it, the microphone wouldn't pick up his voice. Nine days pass, and Boggleton replies to Gilbert, calling his opinion invalid. Gilbert retaliates by calling him a bandwagon riding no opinion having NPC. This really upsets Xenoverse-topia, who came back to the thread. So he sarcastically asked Gilbert if he had become an actor. And this is what Gilbert responded with. Yeah, even a normal actor too. I did a porno with your mum. Just in case you don't already know, sexual content is not allowed on YouTube as it is against the terms of service. That includes sexual comments too. Now, when coming across the thread, you won't see this apply as it is hidden. But if you select newest first, then scroll down to the same comment thread, it should be there clear as day. Comments like this are exactly why the internet isn't always safe. And it's not a joke if you involve someone's relative in it. Unfortunately, I am not able to show what happened next, as I don't have any screenshots. But, as a key witness, before I started this channel, I can tell you instead. Right after leaving that inappropriate comment, Gilbert decided to go over to Xenoverse-topia's channel, look through their content, and then go onto one of their community posts and said, "Bro gets 2 views per video and makes community posts thinking people would see them." It is now at this point that he is displaying immature behavior. Xenoverse screenshots his comment and makes a post on it, confronting Gilbert. Gilbert types underneath the post, saying, "Bro is sensitive, goddamn." Xenoverse replies to Gilbert, saying that there are many sensitive people on YouTube besides him. But Gilbert claims that he's aware, but sensitive people didn't belong online. Xenoverse then calls out the hypocrisy in Gilbert's earlier comment, saying that his recent video at the time only has 7 views. And Gilbert replies, "I do not upload for views. And besides, my videos get over 1,000 views anyway." If he really didn't care about views, why did he brag about getting loads of it anyway? From here is where things get dark. Xenoverse then explains to Gilbert that due to a trauma he experienced is why he became a very sensitive person. He even asks Gilbert if he didn't care about it. And Gilbert's response? "I don't care. I'd rather die of COVID if we were related. And can you tell that poor family member that I'm sorry they have been related to you?" Now, Gilbert has crossed a line. He has gone from insulting people, cyberstalking someone, and finally, disrespecting someone's traumatic experience. Afterwards, Xenoverse tries to prove Gilbert wrong by showing him a screenshot of videos that had way more than 2 views. But Gilbert doesn't believe it one bit. Having enough of Gilbert's disgusting attitude, Xenoverse blocks him from their channel. Which brings us back to the original comment thread. Xenoverse tells Gilbert that he's been blocked and leaves him with a final warning. Don't play with your luck and pick on people your own size. But Gilbert just says, "I don't care." Xenoverse then responds again, criticizing Gilbert's actions and why it was his own fault the thread fell apart. However, Gilbert doesn't respond. Either he meets the thread, or, as he puts it, doesn't give a crap. And that is where the thread ends. And before my final message to Gilbert, we need to get over some things. Who is in the wrong? Gilbert was in the wrong entirely. He initiated the toxicity, escalated it, and refused to engage in good faith, harming the thread and the people in it. Why is what Gilbert did to Xenoverse considered cyberstalking? Gilbert's actions towards Xenoverse are considered cyberstalking because he repeatedly targeted, mocked, and engaged with them, even after being told to stop. His persistence, public humiliation, and refusal to respect boundaries created emotional distress and turned a normal common thread into a hostile space. This pattern of behavior goes beyond debate and clearly crosses into harassment. Was Gilbert insulting Keanu Reeves? Yes. Gilbert the Gilbert Guy frequently insulted Keanu Reeves, targeting both his acting and persona. He described Keanu as a terrible actor, a blunt dismissal of his talent, being barely above Tommy Wiseau, equating him to a notoriously bad actor from The Room, saying the John Wick movies featured stiff and corny performances from Keanu. These statements go well beyond offering criticism. Their personal attacks meant to be broke rather than a bad discussion. So yes, Gilbert was definitely insulting Keanu Reeves. Why was Gilbert calling people bandwagon babies? Gilbert called people bandwagon babies as a way to dismiss their opinions by accusing them of only liking Keanu Reeves or defending his casting for Shadow because it's popular or trendy, not because they don't believe it. This is a rhetorical tactic meant to 1. Undermine opposing viewpoints by suggesting they are original or blindly follow the crowd. 2. Elevate an opinion as more authentic or independent, implying that others lack critical thinking. It's a way to avoid engaging with actual arguments by belittling the motivations of others, often fueling hostility rather than discussion. You could argue, but slight scholar, Xenoverse mocked Gilbert about becoming an actor, leading to Gilbert harassing him, so it's his own fault that it happened. But here's what you might not get. Xenoverse said that, in response to someone who was belittling others for their opinions, insulting an actor, acting like his opinions were facts, saying, "So, have you managed to become an actor yet?" was a sarcastic rebuttal, not an invitation to attack someone, and it was all because Gilbert saw a comment he didn't like. Rather than ignoring it, what does Gilbert do? 1. Replies with a vulgar comment. 2. Goes over to Xenoverse channel and mock him for having not much to offer. 3. Disrespects his trauma. And 4. Just says, "I don't care," after Xenoverse blocked him. It was just code for, "I lost the debate. Therefore, I have nothing to say, so I will bully you to win this argument. And Gilbert, if you happen to come across this video, which you might not, but if you do, then I'm appalled at what you've done. This is why cyberbullying is a problem today. No one is safe online if they want to participate in a public space. And no, it's not about toughening up. It's about respecting people and their boundaries, something that you clearly don't care about and have failed to do so. Your online ego lets you act that way towards those people. If they insulted you, maybe think about why they did so in the first place. Was it because you expressed your opinion, or was it because you belittled them and insulted them first? Knowing you, you're probably going to choose the first option. This goes to everyone when I say this. We need to make the internet safer. Bullies are tearing it down. Don't let them get to you. This was Sly Scholar. Till next time.